Okay, hi, it's Dustin, Lucky Devil Divination. I'm trying to make a video today with this little mic. It's attached to a chopstick, so hopefully there's not too much noise. But we'll find out. I have the washer and dryer going, as well as the air conditioner, or the heat, I guess. It's cold. Hopefully you can't hear those things, but anyway, besides the point. I wanted to hop on here today and make a video and explain to you why I love tarot so much and like how it shows up in life in the most unexpected ways. So, story time. For Christmas, my mom and I went to Mexico City. It was not planned. We were originally going to go to Portugal, and that did not work out. We were going to go to Japan, and that did not work out. I haven't said what my job is, but I'm sure over time you'll be able to deduce what it is. I'm not fully comfortable saying what my job is outside of this because my job is very strict and they tend to fire people left and right for social media. So, yeah, I don't really talk about it, but over time we can discuss and you can probably deduce what I do. Anyway, so we were traveling and we ended up in Mexico City a few days before Christmas. It was not planned. It was completely off the cuff, you know? So before we left, I did a little tarot card pull and I just wanted to see like what the trip it was basically like show me what the trip's going to be like. Now, I used the Tarot Volatile, which is one of my absolute favorite decks. It is a little intense for some people, but not for me. It has like this old, like Victorian, like alchemic art. You'll see in a second. I think it freaks a lot of people out, but I don't know. I don't. I don't really get afraid of it, and I mention this for a reason. Okay, so when going to Mexico City, the the day of, so I'm going to show you the cards one by one that I pulled. Actually, I'll try to figure out how to put a picture of the said card pull, and then I will attempt to show you the cards and like show events that happened. So we'll see. Anyway, the whole point of this is to show you how tarot can show up in such a way that you don't expect. So we get to the airport, and my mom gets on the flight, and they don't board me, and it just felt like I was fighting for my life at the airport. And that's kind of how the trip starts, you know? Literally trying to fight for. This is how this first day felt, the first night, for sure. Um, and then getting to the Airbnb, we landed very late. And it just felt like a struggle. It was a struggle until we went to bed. Um, the next day we went and did the hot air balloon ride and over the pyramids, and it was like, granted, we literally got into the Airbnb at like midnight and we had to be awake and picked up at 4 a.m. So we like literally only got a few hours of sleep. It was the struggle. Anyway, so we did that. The next day we went on a day trip to Tolontungo, which is like a hot springs out in like the north. I think it's north. I'm pretty sure it's north. I need to look at a map again. Sorry, there is a helicopter outside. I hope you can't hear that. Anyway, so the next day we went on actual Christmas Day. We went to Tolontungo, and we were in a van. We got picked up in a van, and I think there was 13 of us total, complete strangers. All of us complete strangers except for me and my mom. And you get picked up at the ass crack of dawn, and then yeah, it's like a 4 hour. van ride, they said it was in 4 hours. It was definitely 4 hours there and 4 hours back. Maybe 3 hours there, but definitely 4 hours back. And it was an amazing day. I think at first all of us were very like shy and nervous, and throughout the day, like we all really bonded. And like here it is, the Three of Cups. This was the next card, and how awesome it showed up this way. Like I wasn't sure how this was going to show up in the trip, but we made some amazing friends. We have a group of like 10 or 12 people that started a WhatsApp after this day, and we met up multiple times on this trip because we all had such a great time. So that's how this card showed up. Really, really cool. So the next day, well, maybe not the next day, but the next event that we did on the trip was I took my mom down to Xochimilco, which is like where the canals are and where the boats are. And if you don't know anything about Xochimilco, definitely look it up. It's really cool. It's all these like man-made canals that the Aztecs, don't quote me on that, that they used to use for farming because Mexico City used to be just in the middle of a giant lake. So anyway, cool. We go on the boats, and it was a great time. However, I didn't realize that the day that we went was also a holiday, and so the canals were empty, and it was a little disappointing for me because I wanted to show my mom like the fun time that I had before and a new friend that we had made. So, but it was actually quite peaceful. Like I had to really change my mentality on like how that went. It was hard not to be disappointed at first, but it actually really worked out. And how funny that the next card that we had pulled is here. It's the Six of Swords, which is dealing with that mental air, like mentality of things. But it just kind of shocked me that like it's literally someone pushing a boat full of people, which actually happened. So even though, okay, this can show up as like disappointment and like really getting yourself out of those like murky waters, right? Into a calmer water. That's typically how this shows up. It shows up many ways, but like this is how literal tarot can be sometimes. It can be so literal. These cards can tend to be like, I don't want to say dark, but they tend to be like look at the artwork. Like it's very Renaissance. So it immediately your mind wants to do some deep thinking, but sometimes you don't really have to go that deep. Sometimes the answer is right in front of you. The next card that we had, that was like pretty much the trip, the big events for the most part. But I had done some reflecting on the trip, and this is one of the cards that popped up, the Six of Pentacles. And it was really about like finding gratitude and the fact that I could even do this with my mother on Christmas. I never ever get Christmas off ever. um, and this was the first year that I had gotten to really do something with my mom. I typically, for the holidays, am very busy. I'm trying to beat around the bush here, but yeah, so this is how this showed up, and like really being grateful and giving back to those who were so kind and so like patient with me and my mom. Like it was a great time. I'm going to show you this last card. This was the card at the top of the pool. It's Temperance. It's an angel, very like unbothered. um, but temperance is typically about the mixing of things or balance or fill in the blank. There's so many meanings for temperance, but I'm laughing because I'm gonna show you how this showed up. I'm gonna try to show the tarot pool again, and the angel is on top. Well, here is how she showed up for me. And this is what I mean by tarot is so cool. Tarot is one of those tools that you can really go as shallow or as deep as you want. Like Tarot meets you where you're at. If you want to stay on the surface and like play in the kiddie pool, which absolutely is valid because some days like that's all you need. Like I don't there's definitely days I'm like I don't want to think about this so or like I just need a gentle hug. I don't want to think about and all the stuff and have an existential crisis. So sometimes I just want to play in the pool. But that's why tarot is so cool to me. And I think if you have never had a tarot reading or if you have never played with tarot or any type of divination, definitely give it a try and see how it shows up for you. One of my favorite things to do is to like pull a card and see how it shows up for me throughout the day. Or like pull a line of cards and see how the story plays out and see how that plays out throughout your day. Anyway, thank you for listening to me jabber on. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make more content, more videos here. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day.